Very good afternoon. Welcome to today's webinar on the developing the solution using the Azure Cosmos DB. Welcome to the Mr. Shah, Meet Shah. Mr. Meet is currently working in a Capgemini as a associate consultant, having the more than 5 years of experience. Mr. Meet having the interest in the area of .NET development and the Azure app development. So without a further ado, we are starting with our webinar. So welcome, Mr. Meet Shah.
Yeah, hello everyone. A very good afternoon to all of you. So we'll start with the webinar. So today we are having a webinar of Azure Cosmos DB. So with the help of Azure Cosmos DB, we can build the application highly responsive and always available. So this is a brief.
Mr. Meet, your screen is not visible.
Just wait. Let me share it once again.
Yes, now it's visible.
Okay, so this is a short intro of my profile. So I'm having 5 years of experience in web development technology. First, previous in state front-end framework, Ajax as well, and .NET applications using APIs. Lots of work in SQL servers as well. Lots of queries, joins, and all that. Also worked on TFS and Git. It's version controlling tools and the reporting platforms as well, Crystal Report and SSRS. Work for automation of all the releases create while developing the software. Okay, so here is the agenda. What we are going to cover today. So we'll look out the current scenario and what is the Azure Cosmos DB. Then a quick look of a demo. There is one small quiz as well. Then any queries if any one of you are having, and just thanks. So we'll start with the scenario. So in the present, the application data can be divided into three. First, the structured data that we normally use the tables. We might use server or MySQL or any database that stores the data in a single table which has rows and columns. That is called a structured data. And then we have the semi-structured data in which there is no tables, no rows. There is some kind of files that we use for saving different kinds of data. So that might be a JSON file, a YAML file, or the XML, so that we can have our data based on the tags or maybe in the brackets or the entities or in the JavaScript objects. All that were classified in semi-structured. Then we also have the unstructured data. So the unstructured are so based on the classifications, right? So we can save the data in various technologies. The Azure Cosmos DB is a NoSQL database, and it's storing the data in a structured manner. So what's the current challenges? So there are many NoSQL databases available other than the Azure Cosmos DB as well. So the first problem is related to the scale output through the different servers. So when we have lots of data available in one server, it's not able to distribute the data over multiple servers when it passes the capacity that it has. Then at that time, the Azure Cosmos DB provides a functionality that you can auto scale based on your requirement, and it can downscale as well when it is not in use. Also, there are other challenges in the JSON documents, or that it does not allow other kinds of data which uh, which might not fit in the relational databases as well. So the NoSQL storage or the semi-structured is a semi-structured kind of storage. So that's available in Azure Cosmos DB. So we are using Cosmos DB, uh, is there in the Azure. So it's a globally distributed and a multi-model database service. It allows you the elasticity and independently scale out the throughput and storage access any number of Azure regions worldwide. So Azure has many data centers all over the world, and it is distributed on based on the region. So currently we fall in the Asia Pacific region. So that kind of many regions are available. So we can utilize any region for our Azure Cosmos DB creation and storage of our data. Then it's very fast, and also we can millisecond data access, right? So whenever we query a Cosmos DB or that, then we have a minimum latency of only 10 seconds, and that's 10 milliseconds. Sorry. So it's a very fast output that we receive using the Cosmos DB, even though the data is not structured, it is semi-structured. And also we get a very fast output. Also we can integrate different API tools like SQL, Mongo, and Cassandra, so that we can integrate all of this as well in our Azure Cosmos DB. So it's also provides a comprehensive SLAs, that is the service level agreements for throughputs, and it provides a very good guarantee that it will retrieve the data in less than 10 to 15 milliseconds. And for any more documentations or the details, you can visit the doc, the Microsoft Learn documents as well. So that link is already been pointed out in the hint. So anyone if interested that can go to that link and search it out how it works, what were their. So this is a common structure. So I've already presented that there were many regions around the world. So there were many data centers. So you can get the data from any data center. It can get replicated your data from one data center to another, and it's almost in the encrypted way, and you can use the different APIs like Azure Storage, Azure Table API, or you can use MongoDB. You can also use JavaScript for querying the data, and these are also the frameworks which you can use. And in the same structure, you can also have the key value pair and the documents and the graphs as well. So you can save any kind of non-structured data that you want. So the key benefits is global distribution. So the data gets globally distributed. It's always on. So Azure data centers provides the high availability of 99.9% of your access data. So if your one data center is shut down, or it has some maintenance or repairs or any kind of disturbance, then it can get the data from other data center. So it's always on. The elasticity of the throughput and storage. So whenever your storage device is your database is having the capacity, then it will regain more space and incorporate more space from the Azure. For that, you have to pay some price. It's a pay per price model. So whenever you use any kind of this service, you have to give, we have to, there is disturbance here. So, hello.
Yes, Mr. Meet.
Yeah. So I'm audible, right?
Yes, enough.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. So whenever it's a pay per price model, so whatever storage that you use, you have to pay the price for it, but it will guarantee 100% throughput. Also, you can say that its latency is less than 10 milliseconds. It's also a precise, and you have the multiple consistency choices. So there are many multiple consistency levels which we can utilize. It depends on how your data is and how you want to store. It also depends uh, on your budget as well, your company's budget. So depending on your budget, your requirement, you can choose any consistency level. Also, the index management, it's a no schema. So the schema is not available that we have in the relational database. We create one table, we have the schema. So there is no schema in the same structure. And the index management is done automatically by the Azure Cosmos DB service. So the indexing will help the querying the data faster. Also, there is a very good testing done by the Azure Cosmos DB team as well. So it's proved that it will be very good tested, and we have a better service. Also, it is secure by default and enterprise ID. Secure by default in the sense that whatever data that you see in Azure Cosmos DB is getting automatically encrypted in various formats. So you can also select the format if required, and you can do the encryption is done automatically, so you don't have to worry about your data getting stolen or getting it corrupted by anyone else. So yeah, so you can create and manage the Azure Cosmos DB. As I told you that the service, and it is so you can create the Azure Cosmos DB, and for that you require Azure Cosmos DB account. And all of this you can do using a portal which is having a user interface, or you can use your CLI command line interface commands as well, or you can use any of the language specific SDK, which has .NET, Java, and more of the languages it supports. So that you have to check out whether your specified language is available or not for your automating scripts and all that. So basically the .NET SDK we have used in this demo. So we're having a demo. So I will create an Azure Cosmos DB account. So that will be two-way. I will select in the first demo, I will select the SQL API, and in the second one, in the second example, I will select the table API. So in the SQL API, it's you can say a brief overview. You have to create one database first, then you have to create one collection, and in the lastly you have to create a document item in which your JSON file or your XML file will be there. And in the second type, that is the table API, it is similar to Azure table storage. In the same way, you can have one table, and in that there will be one entity, and in that entity you can store the semi-structured data that is in the JSON or the XML file. So let's have a quick look. So there will be one demo. Uh, Let me go to Azure portal. Okay, so I'm having one resource group. So in Azure, if you want any resources to be allocated, you have first have a subscription which can be paid. If you are having Azure If you are having business to your subscription, then you get 3 months free of use. You get some amount of data as well in that. Other than that, it's a paid. So when whatever you use, you have to pay for that. So we should have a resource group. So it's you can say it's a categorized. You can say it's a bunch. So in the bunch, you have different services. So in the resource group, I'm having one resource group. So if you want, you can create your resource group as well. I will just type and search. So you can create new resource group as well. Let me create one. Okay. So you have to give the proper name. So here the validation is happening. You can just write create review and create. Just create it. Okay. So once the resource group is available, so this is a resource group. So for any Azure service that you have to use, you should have the Azure resource group. Then you can add the Azure Cosmos DB account. So just search for Azure Cosmos DB. Okay. I'm already having the two Azure Cosmos DB that I have made for the demo because it's taking around 15 to 20 minutes for creating the new one. And because of the time constraint, I will just show how to create it, let it create, but I will use the existing storages for the demo purpose. So you should have an active subscription. It's a price-based subscription, and you have to select the resource group. So we have created the one resource group currently. So I'm selecting the name. If you don't have created, then you can create directly from here as well. Lastly, you can give any of the Azure Cosmos DB. So, sorry, demo Cosmos DB. And here let's see here the validation messages as well. It is not allowing some special characters, like the special characters go. Okay. 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 So you have to specify, check whether your validation messages are fulfilled or not for entering this name. Then you can select the API through which you want to have your storage. So it can be SQL. In this examples, we are going to take both SQL and Azure table as well. So you can create by selecting it over here. You can select the location as well. So you can also select the Asia Pacific as well, or any locations that are available for this service. So there are many locations available. So you can select any one of them. Then you can select the throughput as well. You can see here some details were also there that you get 5 GB of storage for free in any account. Then you have to pay extra money if you use more. Then you can select the account type as well. So in the account type, you can have a production. If you are using this service in your production environment, then you can use the production. You can select the production as well. If you are using it for any development, testing, or the staging purpose, then you can select non-production. Then also you have the geo-redundancy. If you want to duplicate the data or not, multi-region rights as well. So I think we can select just the default values we have selected. We are just going to click on review and create. You can give your networking or data policy encryption as well, so that the data might get encrypted. But by default, some encryption is there, so you don't have to worry it means your encryption, your data will get stolen or something. Yeah, you can create one Azure Cosmos DB account. So this it will take some time for creating, around 15 to 20 minutes. So let it be, let it go, and so I've just demonstrated how we can create an Azure Cosmos DB account. So we will use our existing one that is I've created for the demo purpose. So I'm using the same Azure Cosmos DB account. There are lots of functionalities available, so it depends on how you want to use any of the functionality you can use. There are lots of quick webs as well. The main interest area that we are interested in is in the data explorer. Okay, so in the data explorer, you can see there is right now no container is available or no database is available. So you can add any types of container over here. As I explained, that you will create one database collection and document item previously. So you will create all of this using one .NET program, so that you don't have to log into the Azure portal every time and do the stuff. And by creating a program, you can also automate all the processes that requires your development in the working environment. So here we have lots of things. Main focus will be on these keys. So it provides an authentication mechanism. So it provides a connection to this your Cosmos account. So you can have these keys. So you can have copy this URL and primary key, which is required. You can also utilize the secondary key if is primary key is having any issue. You can also utilize connection strings as well. So let me show you in how we can utilize. Let me open the Visual Studio. Okay. So you can use any ID. It is not required that you require only Microsoft Visual Studio. You can, if you are building your application using Java, then you will require the library and the packages for the Java. If you are using .NET, then you can use Visual Studio. You can also use Visual Studio Code as well, which is an open source. Okay, so I'm having a simple console over here, and for creating it, you can have file, then new, then project, and then you can select the C# console application, which will create a default application for you, and every application will have program void main method. So it will run once your program gets started. The one configuration that you need to do is to install the package that you require for installing it. Is using the Azure Cosmos DB. The install, search, find, and install this package is document DB. So it's basically a .NET like library for Azure Cosmos DB. This kind of libraries, most of the Azure libraries are available in the this Mongodb package manager. It's like we can say it's like a node, a node that we use for in the Node.js. So it's the same kind of package manager. So in the Nougat, in the Microsoft Visual Studio, they have provided a very good interface. So you have to just search and just click on the package that you needed and just click on install. So if you are doing it for the first time, then you have to search for the package. Then it will show the package, and then you have to just click on install. So it will install DLLs that will be required for connecting to Azure Cosmos DB. This package is related to the new framework that is coming. in the .NET. So it's a standard library which is also called a .NET Core. So we can utilize that as well. But for this demonstration, we have utilized the .NET library. So I will just install it. So if if it is not installed, you will not be able to utilize some of this these namespaces. So you have to import these namespaces and then utilize this namespace. With the help of this namespace, you can call all different functions that is available in that library. So once you install, you will be able to see here that the references of Azure is been added in your project, and then you have to just jump over to your file, which is program.cs file. Then for connecting with a current Azure application that we have created, you will require this primary key and the URL for doing the authorization and also pointing that I want to select this Azure Cosmos DB account. So this too is needed. You will require the URL and you will require either primary key or you can also have the secondary key. So if you notice that I have just clicked copied and just pasted over here. So these are the keys that you require for querying or connecting with your Azure Cosmos DB account using this .NET program. Secondly, I created two instances of document client and the database. So these are available in this namespace. Then in the void main program, I'm calling these functions. I'm calling one function for creating the database, and the second one for creating a collection, the third one creating for the document. Then once a document is created, then you can query the document. You can also update your values, and you also delete the document if it is not required. So for creating a new database, I'm just calling this function. So you press F12, then sorry, build the application. Okay, so I just we want to create one new database which is having this is a client. We are initiating the client which is accepting document client is accepting two parameters. One is the URL and second is the authorization key. So we have already passed all these two values over here. So our client is available now. So client is having a create database based async method. So it will create a database in the asynchronous way, and to have the name of the database as demo app1. So it will create a database means demo app DB. It will create in our Azure portal. So just go to your data explorer. Okay, so currently we are not having any of the database or anything over here. Just let me execute this thing. Okay, I'm just executing the data. Now I'm executing the program, and yeah. So the first message is that the database created with the name demo app DB. Just let me have a look if it is created or not. So here the refresh button is there. Yeah. So our new database has been created using a .NET program. It is not having anything because we have not created anything yet right now. I'll use here console.readline. So this program will stop. Once I give some input, then it will start executing the second block. Okay, so the second method that I'm calling is creating a collection. So I've created the database with the name demo app DB. The second one is having a collection. So for creating a collection, you will require a client because you need to connect to your Cosmos DB account. So it is having the different methods. First we have used create database. Now you have to read the database because you want to create your collection within the database. So you have to first read your database, and then in the database you can create your collection. So I've named the collection over here as a demo collection. So let me give some input over here. So it will execute the second line, the second method. Yeah. So the second one is created, the collection created with the name demo collection. So just go to the Azure portal, refresh over here. Okay. So here one collection is created. It is having some items in which you can store the JSON and all that file. So that we will insert in the next method. But for the mean stuff, our collection has been created using this function. So you don't have to worry about how this code is working or not. All this code is available in Microsoft Learn, or you can some Google out some code, so you can get all this ready-made code available. You have to just utilize the manner in which your organization you wants to develop this application. So our collection is created. So it's waiting for our input. So here it is currently. Now, second one is creating the document. So for creating the document, I'm having a customer class. So if I go to that class, the customer class is having some properties, name, customer ID, then name, then email. It is also having one constructor which is accepting 3 values and returning 3 values. And we are also having one override method over here. So it will override, it will convert all these things into the serialized manner. Let me go back to the program. Okay. It's creating the document. So I'm just instantiating this object. So I created one object of the class customer, and in that I'm passing these values as I was specifying the constructor of the customer. So I'm passing these 3 values. Again, I'm connecting with my Azure Cosmos Db using the same method that is available. Then I'm creating the document. So for creating a new document, we'll require the database name and the collection name, so that in the collection one new document will be added. So I'm just specifying the database name, then the collection name, and then the object or the JSON file that I want to send. So basically I'm creating one JSON object from this customer class, and then I'm just pushing that to our Azure Cosmos DB account. So just look how the customer object looks like. Okay, so the message is printed, the document is created, so this line is executed, and it is waiting on console.readline. So let's check whether our document is available now or not. Just refresh this. Okay. Okay, so one of the document is created in the JSON format. Has we have this JSON object, this customer. Sorry. Yeah. So here we are creating some JSON properties and serializing the JSON object. So our JSON object is being created over here. So this way we have passed in our constructor, and that object is getting over here. So other than that, these fields are generated automatically by the Azure Cosmos DB for indexing purposes. so that we don't have to worry about. We can query any of our database this document using ID or customer name or email. So these are the auto-generated columns or the field values that is generated by the Azure Cosmos DB. And the same way, if you want to create new object, new documents in this, then you have to again repeat this code again and again, or you can have it at once as well. So this is how one document is created within the collection. The next task is querying the document. So for querying the document, I'm connecting the Azure Cosmos DB with the same code, and then I'm just using this iQueryable object. Then I created this customer query object. It is doing query using the database name, the collection name, and then we are passing the query options. Okay, so you can pass anything over there. So right now I'm passing all of them. So it will bring all the data. Then I'm filtering all the data that I've received using this lambda expression. So you can filter any kind of data using this lambda. So I'm filtering only the object having the customer ID of 1, because I'm already having a customer ID equal to 1. So I'm just filtering the data based on this lambda expression. So, and this is a small for each loop, which will loop the customer query data. So whatever query that we have received, it will create an object of the name item of the type customer. And in the customer, we are having the properties of all this. So it will query the data. Let me execute that program now. So you can see that it is queried to the Azure Cosmos DB and bring the customer ID, then the name, and the email ID. Also, you can update the document. So next execution item is updating the document. So what it's going to do, it's just going to update my name. So instead of Shah, it will append 6030. So just have over here, just refreshing this query. Right, so it's having a customer name over here. So you will start this updating document now method. I've given the input from the console. Okay, so I received the response that the document is being updated. Just we have a quick look now. Okay, there is some network I can see over here, but I can see that after refreshing 2 to 3 times, I'm able to see that my customer name is updated. So that is how you can update your object as well. Then you can delete the document using code as well. So you have to use this function over here. So just input, you can delete the document from the. So I received the message. Let me quickly go and. So you can see now no ID is available. Okay. So it's deleted from the database right now, and you can see there is no item available. So that's all that we have for the first demonstration that we have used using the SQL API. So we can create, we will go ahead with the new demo. So it's similar to this kind of demo only. So that the Azure resource that we have created for the Azure Cosmos DB is now created, and you can see that it's now available. Okay. The same way that we have created the same document, we can use this, we can create a new Azure Cosmos DB account with the type of table API. So let me show you how that we have created quickly once again. Just click on create. Okay. So here we have first gone through this core SQL. Now we are having this Azure table. So we can query the table. We can create the new table as well, and we can create new entity inside the table as well. So now we'll look at this example. So this is the second type. Even though we are having this other types as well, but as a part of this demo, I'm taking this second one, Azure table. So let me open the code for that. Okay. So the same way, this for using this, we'll require to add one new package. The package name is this Azure.cosmos.table. So if you are using the type as table, then you have to select this one and click install. So it will get automatically installed, and you can see the references in your project folder. Then in the program file, this one connection string is there. So you can have your connection string. Okay, so you can copy the connection string from here. So there is one primary connection string over here. So you can just copy this from this icon. So it will copy to clipboard, and then you can paste it over here. So it will connect you with this Azure Cosmos DB account. So there is something different in this library. So some coding pattern will be different. You have this different classes and different methods that you have to use if you are using this another kind of Azure Cosmos DB account. So in this, I am creating one table. I'm having one method of create table. Then I'm inserting two customers into that, and then I'm reading the customer. You can do any number of things. There are most of the methods, building methods available, so you can just utilize any one of them. So here what I'm doing, I'm creating the customer table name customer. So here I'm passing two parameters, one for the connection string and one is the table name. So here I'm adding that two. I'm instantiating the storage account. Then I'm instantiating the new table client. Then I'm getting the reference of the table name. And if the table is not available, then it will create. And if it is available, then it will not create. And then we are writing one line. Once all this get completed successfully, the table is created, and we'll wait for the second input. The second method that will execute is inserting the customers. So here I'm passing many parameters, one for connection string, second one for the table name in which we want to insert the data, and then the other parameters of the related to customers. So here we are all getting the table instance, then creating the entity. So this is the class that I've created, then assigning the values, then I'm doing the table operation. So it will insert or merge. If the record is already available, then it will merge the record, and if it's not available, then it will insert the data. And finally, I'm doing the executing command. So it will execute this table operation, and then it will wait for our input. Same way, I will print this twice, so it will insert two customers, and then I'm just reading the data, reading the customer, and you can query this customer. So you have the execute query method as well. So you can query whatever data that you want. So here you can pass, here I am passing one ID. So that ID is passed over here. So it will query only that customer which is having the ID. So I'm passing this ID over here. So I want data only related to the customer which is having ID of one. So let me execute this. Okay, so our table is created. Let me go back to the Azure, go to the Data Explorer. Okay, you can see that our table is created. Name table CV, and the customer is having the table name. So our table name is available now. Then we need to insert the data in means we need to have entities in our table. So when we insert the customer, it will we will be able to see the data in the entities. So let me give input from the console. So our one record is inserted. I'll just quickly look at it, refreshing this. Okay, you can see that our record is available. So that the record which I have inserted is available now, this first record. And we are waiting for the second record to get inserted. So I've just given the input command over here. It's inserted. I'm just running the query once again. You can see my second record is also inserted. So I put two over there. So my second record is also getting inserted. The parameters that I have passed is coming perfectly over here. And the third one is I'm reading the customer, which is having an ID of one. So you can see over here. Let me provide the input. I think I pressed enter twice, so the console window got over. So let me execute only the read command. Once again, I commented out the first commands because that already been created. So yeah, you can see that now in the void main method, I'm only fetching the data. So I'm able to see that this block got executed and I'm receiving the data over here. Yeah, so that's all for that we have in the demo. Let me stop over here. Okay, let it be. Okay, so I've covered all this, creating the SQL API and table API, creating table and entities in that. And now one quiz is there. So I will ask all of you to just answer that the type of JSON file is classified into which kind of data. Hello? Hello? Hello?
Yes, Mr. Meet, am I audible to you?
Yeah. Yeah, so small quiz is there. So I want the answer from all of you.
Okay, wait a minute, sir.
Sure. For the first one, hello. No one? Can anyone give the answer of the first one?
Structured.
No, the structure is the wrong answer. It's semi-structured.
Okay.
The second one,
Okay, second one.
anyone can give. I can see lots of participants, so anyone can give. Again, the second one, the answer will be the container. Uh, and you can have the references. You can use Microsoft Learn. You can also look out at vizlabs.com. So there are lots of videos are available. The second last is the Udemy. So both of these are the paid educational videos are posted over there. So you can learn from there, and also you can also have a look at the Microsoft.com portal. So there are also some learning documents very nicely prepared and put it over there. So anyone looking for developing the solutions using can follow the link from the Microsoft. So any queries related to this webinar?
Yes, Mr. Meet. There is a. Can you share me us which kind of certifications program students can do about Microsoft Azure, or learn something the better about the development?
Okay, so the first certification program is the Azure Fundamentals program, fundamental certificate. So for that, you can. I know it's Azure 900 exam. Might be it has changed to Azure 901. So it's fundamentals. So you can first go through this fundamental exam. Then based on your learning experience and based on you can say your commitment or your area of interest, you can go through different certifications like Azure Developer, Administrator, then the Network. So many kinds of certifications are available in the Azure websites. So you can just look out at it. And currently, for the students, it's recommended that this is a, you can say, but cream butter like of thing. Most of the MNCs were asking for this kind of certifications, and if you are certified, they will definitely look at your resume first, and they can hire you as well. So basically, you can start with Azure AZ 900. This is the fundamentals exam. Then you can go with the developers, and then the developers and the administrators as well. Yeah, 103 is for the administrator. So this is another exam, and I think 203 is for the Azure developers exam. Yeah. So all of these exams are there, so you can utilize any one of them. This Azure DB is a part of Azure AZ203, and also some of the portion is coming in AZ900 as well. Yeah. Any other query?
Yes, Mr. Meet, there is another one query from the viewer side. Is that what is the major difference between the MongoDB and Cosmos DB?
Okay, both of them were the you can say the NoSQL database only, but the Azure Cosmos DB is provided the Microsoft Azure functionality. So it's a one kind of service that is provided by Microsoft, and it's providing you can say a high availability with the help of Azure subscriptions. You can use MongoDB as well, so it's also a NoSQL database. But the basically there's Azure Cosmos DB is a Microsoft product.
Okay, Mr. For your valuable time and really share a really a valuable knowledge. And on behalf from the Farul University, I'm thanking you to share your valuable time. Thank you so much, sir.
Yeah, thank you so much for inviting me to this webinar as well. So best of luck for all of you, the students who are going to participate in the next placements as well. Yeah,
Yes.
and then I will also ask the students to ask the questions directly as well. So that will provide them experience as well.
Okay, share your email address also, sir. So if any students want to ask any query or any questions regarding this, so they can communicate with you on mail.
Yes, sure, definitely. So any one of you, if you require any kind of advice or any kind of counselings, then I will be available. So I will share my details to Nirali, and she can forward to every one of you. If you want any kind of your career specific or any specific guidance or knowledge, then I will definitely share to all of you. You just drop me the email. I will definitely respond to it.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Mr. Meet.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you, all of you. Have a nice day.